Alright, so hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video we're going to be talking all about how to get noticed by brands. Now if you are an influencer, a content creator, a blogger, and you really want to start monetizing your influence as well as your content, maybe you just want brands to take you seriously as well as for them to notice you on social media or whatever platform you are currently working on. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips as well as strategies that you can start applying onto your social media platforms in order to get noticed. So if that sounds amazing, if you are interested, then definitely do keep on watching. Okay, so my first, and I feel like it's the most important tip or strategy, is for you to invest in your brand. I feel like this is something that people really don't take serious. No brand would be willing or is willing to invest in you if you can't even invest in yourself. And what I mean by that is in terms of the quality of content you're putting out there. Invest in your knowledge. Find something that you are good at and be better at it. If possible, be the best at it, right? So for me, for instance, my makeup is good. I don't think it's the best, but that is not what I'm really good at. Personally, for me, I'm really good at production, editing, and filming. So every single day I am literally investing in my brand. I'm investing in my equipment. I'm investing in the number of times I'm editing. I'm investing in the hours I spend in editing, in getting ideas, in learning new skills and new tips when it comes to editing content. So that way I know what I'm good at, and I'm really trying as much as possible to get better. Investment doesn't really have to be monetary based. It doesn't have to be based on money and all of that. It could just be based on knowledge. So if you are a makeup artist, or if you are someone who just focuses on makeup, maybe take some makeup master classes. If you're someone who is into fashion, learn from the best in terms of fashion and how to dress properly, how to take fashion content, how to create fashion content, whatever way, whatever manner, whatever form you can apply in order to invest in your brand overall. Do that. That way you're growing your brand. That way you look sellable to brand. That way you also look marketable to brand. Because again, whether a brand is sending to you PR product, or you're creating content for them, or it's a sponsored product, whatever the brand is giving to you is always something valuable to them. So a PR product to you might just be a PR product, but on the brand side it is a product, and that product has value. There's a cost to it. So that the cost of that PR could be like $1,000 that the brand is willing to send to you. There are 1,001 people doing exactly what you're doing. So why should they send you that PR product? Why should they choose to work with you? So really focus on investing in your own brand. That way you look more attractive to whatever brand it is. So my next tip or my next strategy is for you to treat your social media page as a business portfolio. Forget that it is a social media page. If you are a creator, an influencer, and you really want to monetize that, you really want to sell the business side of your social media platform, and you really want that platform or that page to really sell you. So treat it like your portfolio. Let it highlight your strengths, your best features. Let them open your Instagram feed and be like, wow. Let your bio be very specific. Let that first 3, 4, 5 lines in your bio, in your Instagram bio, really sell you as to who you are and what kind of content you create and the values you really believe in. Let it also contain your contact detail, because again, this is so important. I've had brands reach out to me just because I put my email address on that small line. I feel like a lot of people kind of misplace that or forget that. Again, if you want to take leverage the business side of influencing as well as creating content, you need to have your contact details on your social media platform, so that way whoever, wherever, whenever they feel like reaching out to you, they can reach out to you, because you don't know when and you don't know who is watching or who can find you. So you want to be sellable to them. So your name, You don't want to use as 99691111. That's not a sellable name. You want to make sure your name is very specific, whether it's your name. That's the best advice I would give you. If you don't have a name or a brand that you're trying to build, you can use your name. It's the easiest and it's the best in my own opinion in terms of coming up and growing your personal brand. Your name can never go wrong. So you can use your name, use something very sellable and marketable. Nobody wants to be working with, you know, Ask Girl 971111. It's just it doesn't make sense, especially when brands are pitching you to their team. It's not a sellable name. So your name, your contact detail, who you are in that little bio section on Instagram, and then when you're scrolling down your feed should also sell you. Again, you're creating like a business portfolio, so we should kind of portray who you are. If it's makeup content you do, let it be very clear, let it be very crisp, let it also be very cohesive, so that way you're attracting them. They want to work with you, they see your personality in your content at the same time, and it just looks very pleasant for them to see, to just sell you at first glance. Again, first impression really matters, so really make that first impression matter. So that first 9 grid on your Instagram feed, oh, treat it like this is, you're selling yourself, you're pitching yourself to millions of brands. Again, that's what you're doing, having a social media platform. You're literally indirectly pitching yourself to millions of brands without even knowing, because millions of brands come across thousands of influencer pages every day because they are in the lookout for the next good thing, the next hot thing, the amazing thing that they've not seen yet. So let your profile be pitch worthy for brands, okay? And that is my second tip. It's very important if you really want to attract brands. It is very basic, but also very important, okay? So thirdly, I want to say to get content proof. You want to have at least 10 to 20 content on your YouTube, on your social media page, your whatever platform you're selling or you're trying to attract brands. You always want to have content. So for instance, if you are in the hair industry, you're in the fashion industry, you can't be telling me you are a fashion influencer and not have, you know, proof of that, a portfolio of that, right? So you want to have like a content proof. You want to have a couple of contents on your platform that really says or can sell what you can do or what you're offering. So if you are someone who does makeup, try as much as possible to have that content proof, that portfolio that can really, without even you saying one word, they can see, oh my god, this is what she does, amazing, proof of what she can do. That is it. You want that proof. As a content creator, what we're really selling is our content. So you can't really sell that influence that comes with being, that could come with being a content creator if you don't already have content. So take out the time to really invest in your brand and really build that content. Be very focused on creating the best content you can possibly create. Don't wait for that Fenty Beauty collaboration to come or that Beyonce collaboration to come before you give it your best. They want to see your best. They want to see the best you can do. Don't be mediocre with yourself. Give your brand the best. Give your content the best you can and let that speak for you at all times. Okay, so the next tip or the next strategy is for you to have a social proof, or in this case, you want to make sure that you build an authentic audience. Now, if you are an influencer, you're basically selling your audience. That's what you're doing. You're building an audience of a target market, basically for whatever brand, whatever industry you're in. So you always want to make sure that you have that set target ready. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. As long as you have a social proof that can back up your influence, then that is amazing. You don't want to have 0 followers and 0 subscribers and then be pitching to a brand that is looking for people that have audience. Again, with being an influencer, that is the basics of everything. You have influence, you have people who can listen to you, who are willing to hear you out, who are willing to trust you. Again, if you haven't watched part 1 on how to become an influencer, definitely leave that link over here so you guys can go over it. I'm very super detailed with everything you need to do. Check that out as well. super informative as well. So yeah, you need to have a social proof. Something that I would advise you is that you really need to be patient with it. Yes, it's not gonna be easy. Yes, it might take you years, but be really patient with it. Never ever, never, 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 ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever buy fake followers, fake likes, fake comments, whatever. It is not authentic about your brand and your influence. Don't do that. That would literally damage your brand instantly. It's like cheating, and it defeats the entire purpose of brands wanting to market through influencers. Don't do that, please. Be patient with it. Build that social proof. Whether it is 100 people you have, 100 people is actually a lot. If 100 people should buy one product, that is a lot. That is a lot. Like if you have 1,000 people and they are willing to listen to you, 5,000 people, that if we take numbers for granted, just because most times I feel like we're comparing ourselves with people who have millions, but really sit down and look at what you have and really analyze what you have. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, really understand the value of the influence you have and how important that is. Imagine having 10,000 people in your house or in your streets. It's almost impossible, because that is a lot. Sometimes we take all that for granted. Or because this person has 1 million, I have 10,000, it's not enough. But really understand what you have and appreciate it. You want to make sure that people can trust you, are willing to listen to you, because again, that is what you're doing as an influencer. You're communicating with people who want to listen to you about a product, about services, and depending on how much they trust you or whether they are willing to buy into that idea, they can buy the product or services. So that is really what it boils down to. Yeah, so another tip or another strategy is to make sure that you're creating consistent as well as quality content. Now, I've worked with brands and there's so much emphasis on quality content, especially when it comes to videos. The minimum you should be able to do is HD quality. And on my channel, I talk about like filming, production. You guys always know that I never would advise you to film anything less than HD, especially now in 2020. So filming video content in HD is pretty much standard, especially when working with brands. They want to repurpose your content. You're selling their products, you're talking about their products. They want to make sure you're getting the best quality that they can possibly get. So create consistent, high quality content. Make sure that you're filming with good filming equipment. You can actually film with your phone. Again, your phone films with HD. Check out this video here to see how you can film using your phone and film with HD. If you're filming with your phone, make sure that it is in HD. Make sure you're cleaning the lens, very important. You don't want it to be blurry. Make sure you're cleaning the lens. Make sure that whatever product is in display is as crisp and as detailed as possible. Watch this video again here to see how I film Instagram video content using my mobile phone. Again, emphasis on detailing and all of that. So make sure you're consistent with your content as well. If you can be doing every day, amazing. Once a week, amazing. Twice a week, 3 times a week, but make sure that you're consistent with your platform. Again, quality, I really want to emphasize on. This is real life shit. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, but if your content are blurry, nobody wants to work with. I wouldn't want to work with someone who produces blurry content to promote my products. No, I want to get value back for how much I'm spending, right? So make sure it's in HD. Clean your lens. Make sure it's quality and be consistent with it. Okay. Another tip that I want to give in terms of working with brands or attracting brands is for you to be respectful to your own brand, to other brands, as well as to the general public. So whether it's a race, a country, gender, whatever it is, you want to be respectful to that. To be very careful with what you tweet, on the internet. Be very careful with what you say and put up on the internet, because these things can be dug up and be used against you. And trust me, no brand wants to work with an influencer or a content creator who is disrespectful, or who has been disrespectful to a certain race or a certain gender or a certain, you know, I don't know what it is, culture or something. Be very respectful to everybody around you, especially your brand. Be careful of what you put out there. It is so important. Be respectful to your brand. I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. Like, because in the past 2 years, I've really seen a couple of influencers really have their downfall just based on what they put out on the internet. Now, you might have thoughts, you might have feelings, you might not like certain people. That's fine, you're human, but you don't have to put it out there, because as an influencer, a creator, you are really kind of like a public figure. So if you are promoting some sort of like hate, racism, or whatever it is, it really speaks negative about you as a person and as a brand. And no brand in general wants to work with anyone who is a bit controversial or can kind of damage their own brand. So make sure that you're respectful to your brand, and that you honestly, you don't have to tweet about everything that comes to your head. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody. Literally keep it to yourself. If you are someone who has a lot of negative, racist, whatever thought it is, keep it to yourself. In summary, don't be disrespectful about the other brand. So if you're promoting, for instance, Kelechi's pen, don't come on and say, oh, hi guys, I'm promoting Kelechi's pen. This pen is better than Jay's pen. Jay's pen is disgusting. This pen is not worth it. This pen is useless. This pen... Don't do that. Like, it's not you, but you, that's just like, you can't do that. You cannot even do that. So again, be very respectful with yourself, with other brands, and with the general public. It's very important. Listen, be very respectful. Okay? People's religion, people's race, people's culture, people's be very respectful. And that is it for that. But I want to hammer on that again. Be very respectful. Okay? So lastly, in terms of getting noticed by other brands, something that I'll advise you to do, so basic but so effective, is to tag and mention the brands you're using, right? Use and take advantage of tags as well as hashtags. I know that they probably are getting like at least 1,000 tags every day, but who knows, they might find you out of 1,000 people. So you always want to make sure that the odds are in your favor. So if you can tag as much as you can, do tag. And the thing about tagging and hashtagging is that sometimes most brands find you based on hashtags, right? Sometimes a page that has a lot of following can repost your content based on a hashtag. Mention brands, use their hashtags, look for their hashtags on their, go to their bio. Most brands usually have their own hashtags in their bios. Look for that hashtag, put it in your video. So that way, when they are sourcing for content to re-promote or to, send PRs to, or influencers to send PRs to work with, they can find you there. Try as much as possible to be visible enough for them to notice you. Okay? So if you're someone who wants to get noticed, if you want to probably start leveraging on your influence and your content, your creativity, then these are things you really need to start doing before you can start getting noticed and getting all that brand deals. You need to make sure that all of these have been done, right? You want to do all this, and then if they are not noticing you, then you can go ahead to look for them and make sure you're noticed, send them emails and all that. Probably talk about that in another video. But these are the basics to the basics. You want to make sure you're doing all of this, and every single step is so important. And that's why I put a lot of emphasis on each step and each tip and each strategy, because each really does count and each really does make a huge difference in this world. Again, if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, hi. I'm Kelechi Mbamena, and it's good to have you here. Check out my other videos over here. If you haven't watched the part 1 on how to become an influencer in 2020, I'll leave that video over here so you guys can check that out. Again, I'll leave another video right here on how to create film Instagram content. Subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my other video. Definitely check them out, and I'll be waiting for you guys. So let's go.